everybody, Dizzy Crafter here. Today we're going to do a card that we did at my local craft group that I go to once a month. And basically in this craft group we do have guest appearances, like we've had Joe Rice, which I've said previously in other videos, but majority of the meetings somebody from our group will take a class and teach us something that we may know or and revisit it, or we may not know. And this particular card I'd never seen or done any of it, so I thought, well, this would be a perfect card to show you on my channel how to do it, because it was a quick and simple card but very, very effective once you got your head around the measurements and stuff. But yeah, I just absolutely loved it. Unfortunately, I don't know where the card I actually did in the class, I can't seem to find it, because I wanted to show you like what I'd done. So the things you're going to need first of all is a card, blank envelope and insert if you do inserts. Then you're going to want some backing card, and you're going to need some white stamping card. I've chosen this salmony pink colour today, and the measurements in this, I mean, you could use black, you can use mirror, it doesn't really matter. This is like your backing pieces, your matting layers, so to speak. So you'll need a 6 3/4 by 4 3/4, a 6 1/4 by 4 1/4, and a 5 3/4 by 3 3/4. And your stamping card, you'll want 6 1/2 by 4 1/2, 6 by 4 and 5 1/2 by 3 1/2. And this will fit a 5 by 7 card. Obviously you can do whatever card you want. All you want to do is take your matte layers down 1/4 inch and your stamping layer 1/2 inch. So you just work it that way. And then you want some stamps, and I've decided to go with the Be Happy one from Visible Image, and then some ink pads. And I'm actually going to try the Morning Mist for stamping out first of all, but I've got the black just in case I didn't care for the Morning Mist. You'll want a stamping platform or acrylic block. I'd recommend using the stamping platform because you sometimes have to really work at getting it where the card's going to be together, which you'll understand when I'm done. And you'll want some repositionable tape or some double-sided tape that can be easily rubbed off later on. So, and then you'll need your basic tools, like obviously you'll need your paper trimmer, bone folds, some adhesive, whether it's double-sided tape or glue, it's entirely up to you. So that said, we're just going to bob these to one side. The thing we will need to do is glue these together. So obviously I don't want to be stamping here where I've written, so I'm just going to glue the backs of these, just a couple of marks, and I'm using my repositionable tape. And then you just want to just gauge where you want it. Now, you don't have to actually have this going in this direction, like so it's equal all around. You could have it lopsided, you could make different shapes, you could do all kinds with this. And then I'm just going to put this one in. Now this one may not turn out exactly straight because my big head will get in the way otherwise. Then I want to put this in the stamping platform. And we're going to choose this big B first. And then I'm going to bob my magnets. Now these magnets may not even work that great because obviously this 3 layers of card, but that's why I've made sure I've put my card in this corner so that it's going to be easily accessible to put back where it should be. Like I said, I'm just going to go in with the Morning Mist by VersaFine Clay. And and this is what I meant by where the card joins, it just misses it. Now you don't want to re-ink your stamp at this point because you'll be putting too much ink on the actual bead where there is ink. So what I suggest is just keep going and keep putting pressure in that area. Just going to be putting the pressure there because the ink is still actually on the stamp. It's looking better already. See, that works a treat, see? Whereas if I'd inked it even more, then that would have really been a problem. Now, I'm quite happy with that one in the grey, but I think I'm actually going to maybe go up in the black as well and have a contrasting of the colours of the bees. Like I say, I'm going to go in with the black this time. And that one's turned out lovely too. And then we want a sentiment, and I think we'll just go with Be Happy. Or should we say Be Kind? No, Be Happy I think we'll go with. Now when it comes to your sentiments, you don't want to be overlapping onto the actual cardstock, if that makes sense, because I tried that and it didn't work, so then I had to redo it on a separate card and actually attach it to the card I'd done, and that's why I wanted to show you the sample, but unfortunately I just cannot find it. And if I do find it before I edit this video, I just will pop a little picture in as well. So just make sure any sentiment is actually on just the top piece of card. So that's the sentiment done, but I actually want to add some background to this as well. And because obviously this stays wet, the ink longer, I just want to blot off some of the ink to make sure it's not going to contaminate and get muddied up. There wasn't really that much there, so I'm just going to take this beehivey hexagon background stamp and we'll use that. Now I'm not bothered if this ends up being not perfect, because I'm not fussed about it being perfect on this particular one on the background, because that's what it is, it's a background stamp. So, and I'm just going to go in with Cheerful by VersaFine Claire again. And in fact, you know what I think I'm going to do? I think I'm actually going to take it off the stamping platform and just use some paper and my hand. I don't think I'm going to actually do like that because I want it looking a bit more wishy-washy than that. So I just want to take it off the stamping platform because I want this, the beehivey background stamp to be a little bit more wishy-washy. So I'm actually just going to take it from my hand and then place it down. And somehow we've ended up getting black on it anyway, even though I did blot it off, but it doesn't matter, it all adds to it. And I want to do like second and third generations. And if you want to colour your bee in, now you need to colour it in and do any work on it while it's together. Well, that's what I think you should do, just because obviously it's going to be easier to, if you want shading and stuff like that, to work it out. So I'm just going to grab some pencils and I'm going to give it a quick colour in, and I'll be back in a minute. filled mine in using my Polychromos. I did originally take out my Spectrum Noir pens and then realised I stamped on with the wrong ink, so that's why I went with the Polychromos in the end. And you can see I've not exactly gone crazy with the colour anyway. I've just painted up the bees in the orangey yellows and then just added a bit of blue on the wings. Now I actually want to add some glitter on the wings, and I'm thinking it's going to be easy to add the glitter whilst it's all still together. So I'm just going to get some stickles. Well, it's not even stickles, it's a Dovecraft one actually. She says it's proper like needed to come down, so I'm just going to bob some on my paper there and just dab in with my ring finger, and then I just want to go over the wings basically just to give it that bit of a shimmer. And then you can just pull your pieces apart. So while they're drying, we can crack on with the inserts. I'm just going to bob them to one side, and I'm just going to grab my insert, and I'm just going to use that background stamp again and just go around the innards of this. And again, I'm not even going to use an acrylic block, I'm just going to take it round just like this, doing second, third generations, and it just ties the card in. I do this with most of my cards if I can. I just think it just looks much better and more professional if you like. And it literally takes a couple of minutes to do it, depending on what stamp you've got really. I can overlap this, I can do as much of it as I want. It's so much easier with that particular stamp to do that. And I think I will actually just add a little tiny bee off the stamp set in the corner. So for that I will need an acrylic block. And I think we'll go with this one because it more or less is like the smaller version of that. I'm going to stick with the black, and like I didn't mind the grey on the card, but I just think the black makes it pop. Yeah, so that's just a really pretty insert that can go on our card. And then I want to decorate the envelope up as well. And I'm just going to do the same thing, make sure my envelope's the right way. I'm going to go with that background stamp first, and then with the black ink for the bee. And I'm not going to go around the whole of the envelope, I'm just going to take it in the corners I think. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. And again, we're going to just do a little bee in the corner. And then I want to do a little bee here as well. What I'm going to do is just actually put some of that honeycomb here as well. Then we'll stamp a little bee here too. Now I could have gone with this tiny bee here as well, which, you know what, I think I will. I've never used these stamps before. It was a fresh set today opening them, and I'm really impressed like how good they stamp out. There's no preparing it or anything like that, which you have to do with a lot of stamps. Visible image stamps are like really good quality, and they're forever always having good deals on the websites as well. So I fully recommend getting stamps, because if you get good quality stamps, yes, they may be a bit more expensive, but it's worth it in the long run. So that's like just your envelope done, and it just makes it look that little bit extra special, I think, personally for me. So what we need to do now is actually attach all of those stamped cards onto our matte layers. So we're going to go with the biggest first, and I'm just using a tape gun from Crafter's Companion, just for quick. So once you've got all 3 on the mat and layers, then you want to make sure every piece is facing the right way, so you don't want this going in because it's all going to be a bit like a jigsaw if you like. So then we're going to attach all these on top of them and marry it up. And that's the actual base of it done. All we need to do now is attach it to our card. How fab does that look? So all I want to do is add that insert into there. So that's the card complete with the envelope and the insert. I'm sure anybody who receives this will be very happy. Haha, no pun intended actually. I have to say big thank you to Karen, who is one of the ladies at the workshop and who taught us this. I've absolutely fallen in love with it, and I will definitely be making lots of these in different styles and stuff. So I'd like to say a big thank you for watching. If you've got this far, I'd love it if you'd please give me a thumbs up, comment, subscribe even would be phenomenal. I can't even say that word, phenomenal. I think that's how you say it. But yeah, my massive thank you for watching, and I hope to catch you in the next video. Bye.